Hi, this is Matt Mountain with Sikich, and this is a demonstration of how Financial Services Cloud can be used in the wealth management RIA industry. What we're looking at here is Financial Services Cloud, and I created an application called Sikich FinServe, and it includes these various tabs here. We're going to go through a number of these tabs as part of this 10-minute video, giving you an overview as to how this application can be used to help you better serve your clients and to grow your business. So what we're looking at here is the Home tab. We have a lot of different components here around tasks and client reviews that need to be scheduled, leads that I have, upcoming RMDs, birthdays. So again, this is more the cockpit of a lot of information aggregated here. All this can be customized to however you want. So as you start to get leads could come in from your website, from a mailing list, from a campaign that you're doing, referral sources, what have you. So in this case, I've created one called Sally Johnson. And what we can see is just some high-level information here about Sally. Sally's interested in investments. Sally could have been a referral. But the idea behind the Leads tab is this is where you can aggregate all your cold or somewhat warm leads. Not sure if they are interested in doing business with you yet, so you want to kind of cultivate that. So the idea behind a lead is when they get to a point where they've expressed some interest in potentially working with you, you want to go through the process in the upper right-hand corner here of converting. And when you convert that, what you're doing is moving it out of the leads and you're creating an account, a contact, and potentially an opportunity. So in this case, yes, we'll create a new account called Sally. May not create an opportunity yet at this time, although we could, and I'm going to convert. And when I convert, what I like to tell a lot of clients is that we're taking a lead, throwing it over the wall here, and now we're creating an account. So when I look at accounts, I can see Sally Johnson is here. Now what I would like to do for this demonstration is, since I don't have a lot of data out here for Sally, I'm going to pull up Barney Rubble and use Barney as the person that we're going to do the demonstration about. So what we can see here is we have a lot of information about Barney. Here on the details page, I can see I've got an aggregate of his financial summary, but I really want to look at more information. So here I can take a look at financial accounts. So I can see information about savings, checking, mortgage, home equity. I could look at IRA. I could look at different investment accounts. So the financial accounts gives you the ability to aggregate all of this information and be able to represent it in a way that's going to be meaningful to your group. So from a wealth management standpoint, we would want to have the financial accounts specific to IRA and different investment trusts and other things at the top of the financial accounts. The key thing around before we get into relationships around financial accounts is that there's a number of pre-built integrations that can bring that data in nightly, whether you use Orion or whether you're regardless of who your custodian or broker dealer is, there's a lot of integrations that we can leverage in order to get that data in here. The key thing about Financial Services Cloud is the relationship model. Everything is built around the contact. So in this case, I can take a look at Barney and see who else is involved in that household. It all rolls up to a household called Barney and Betty Rubble, and we'll go into that in just a minute. But I can also come down here and I can see that in addition to being part of the household, Barney is on the board of Rocks for Kids. Barney is an employee of Bedrock Construction, and Barney's insurance agent is Joe Agent. So Barney is at the center of the universe and everything else is related to Barney. So every single person that you put in here, you can build a very complex data map as to who knows who, and that can very much be leveraged to drive more referrals for you. What we also have here is goals. So as you meet with your clients, you're going to want to keep track of what are their goals and how are you helping them from an investment standpoint to reach those goals. So this can be tracked here in the Financial Services Cloud and can be updated every time that you meet with your clients. What we also have is related activities, opportunities here, and we'll go into that in a minute. But before we do, over here on the right, this is where all your activities live. Whether you have an upcoming meeting, whether you have an upcoming task to call somebody, whether you just called them, whether you emailed them, and you have a complete history here of everything that you've done with that person. Now going back here to the related tab, here on the opportunities, this is your opportunity for new money to come into your firm. So in this case, we could take a look at Barney Rubble with an IRA. And I can take a look at a high level here of just some information about it, what stage we're at, and you can see the sales path up here. Now, what you can do is at each stage, you can have different guidance for success on some questions or some information that they should be capturing at each stage. But if I go in here and say develop proposal and mark its current stage, what you're going to see is the stage down here now changes. Now, in terms of looking at your opportunities in aggregate, there's a couple different ways that that can be done. The first one is through the Kanban view, and I'm taking a look at the opportunity to add wallet share, and I can see by stage how much we have in each stage. So we've got $1.5 million here for Barney Rubble's IRA, and the total here is $2.26 million. I'm going to drag this over, and before I do, you can see right above here, it says 2 million. That automatically now changes and recalculates to 3.5, and this drops to 760,000. So you can drag and drop things from stage to stage and be able to see your pipeline by stage change right in front of you. Other people like to take a look at more of a table view, and a table view just gives you this kind of data where you can sort it by close date, you can sort it by however you want to see your data. Okay. One of the other things that we have built in here, and this is what Sikich has built. So we've done over 60 Financial Services Cloud implementations across the country and have really got a flavor for what people are looking for. So we built what we call our own Accelerator, which is some pre-built functionality that we would put into your Salesforce environment to help you get started. One of those is we've seen a commonality across processes that people want to have in here. So what we built initially are 5 standard processes. When somebody calls in and says, hey, I need $20,000, money needs to be moved. Change of address, if a client passes away, a general opportunity request, a new account opening, think of onboarding. So these are some standard processes that we built that we can tweak based upon how your processes flow. Additionally, we also have the ability to either make these processes more static, where the first step in the onboarding always goes to Jim and the second one always goes to Sally, or they can be dynamic, where they can do a lookup at the client record and see who is in what role and then assign them dynamically to you. What we also have the ability to do is to set up campaigns. So if you're a marketing organization and you want the ability to really develop campaigns to drive more referrals or to focus on a certain sector, you can set up campaigns in here where you assign how much you're going to spend, how many people are associated to it, and really get a chance to measure the ROI associated to your marketing spend. You can also send out surveys. So after you meet with a client, you want to send them a survey to get their feedback on did it meet their needs, what else would they like to talk about, so on and so forth. That's all part of the Financial Services Cloud. There's also 3 pre-built dashboards. Here's 2 of them, my book of business, sales and opportunities. And these are standard reports that are embedded into a dashboard. So you can have these dashboards refresh nightly and emailed to you if you want. But anytime I click on this link down here at the bottom of a component, I'm going to go from the dashboard tab over to the report tab, and I'll be able to see all the detail behind it. So when I click on this, I'm now on the report tab, and I can take a look at all of my sales for this year. So it's a way to go from a high level summary down to a detail level. Give me the detail behind that specific component. You also have the ability to centralize all of your tasks, all of your calendar, as well as meeting notes. And you may want to track meeting notes separate from your traditional activities, because there's information in meeting notes that you want to be able to pull up quickly, where a lot of your day-to-day emails, quick phone calls would be tracked as tasks. So this is a very high-level overview of the Salesforce Financial Services Cloud for Wealth Management. Should you have any questions, I can be reached at 513-482-1127. Thank you very much.